Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
We are staying on top of two breaking news stories this morning, including a shooting investigation in a North Raleigh neighborhood and a man found dead in his car after he was shot in Durham.
And this morning, it is frigid out there. Temperature in Southern Pines just dropped to 16 degrees. I'll show you how long this kind of frigid air is going to last and where we could see some patchy ice tomorrow morning.
And the holiday travel rush is on. We'll break down the best times to hit the road today and the gas prices that you will see at the pump. We have you covered on that holiday rush for you. Thank you for joining us here on your Monday morning. I'm Michelle McConaughey in for NHU.
Yeah, I'm Chris Levigan in for Jeff Hogan. So we're going to be your friends this morning and tell you that if you have not already begun your Christmas shopping, I would recommend you do that, especially with how busy it's going to be traffic-wise out there. Weather-wise, you definitely want to make sure that you get nice and bundled up if you are making those last-minute purchases. 24, I see right there behind you there.
Yeah, just full of advice this morning. We love it. Jack Frost, if he's going to be nipping at our nose, might as well be merry and bright. And it is outside of our studio. Temperature, again, at 24 degrees in Raleigh, but Southern Pines, Roxborough, you guys are waking up in the teens. It's really cold out there, so bundle up. Hats, gloves, scarves, the whole 9 yards. Midday temperature, we're in the mid to upper 30s. By the afternoon, between 2 and 4, we're in the mid to upper 40s. And then by tomorrow morning, we're going to keep a very close eye on the thermometer. So tomorrow morning specifically, it's a WRAL weather alert day because there's going to be a lot of traveling going on. We'll have some showers moving in, but temperatures will be borderline freezing. There's the potential for some pockets of freezing rain prior to sunrise tomorrow. I'll walk you through the latest data and timeline coming up in just a bit.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. And taking a look at traffic this morning, this is a live look at I-440 at Capitol Boulevard. Couple headlights, couple taillights on the road there, but nothing crazy this morning. We are looking pretty good, which is good news ahead of the holidays, right? Taking a look here, this is a crash at South Main Street near Lewisburg Road, the southbound lanes there. Not looking like it's causing any delays, any backups, but we're going to keep an eye on that one and try to learn more about that. We'll keep you updated here.
Breaking news, Raleigh police are investigating a shooting at a North Raleigh apartment complex. Officers tell us this was reported before 4 o'clock from Cedar Forest Way near Atlantic Avenue, if you know that area. In fact, that's where we find WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. Kelsey, still very active behind you there.
Chris, this scene has been active for the past 2 hours or so. Multiple police cars are still here on the scene, but we'll take you to some video now that can give you a closer look at what's happening right now. But this shooting happened at an apartment complex on Cedar Forest Way near Atlantic Avenue. Raleigh police say a call came in about this around 3:50 this morning. For now, all we know is that this is a shooting investigation. We're working to find out who was shot and whether anyone was hurt. We're also asking police if they've been able to track down that shooter. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And more breaking news this morning around 1:30, police found a man shot to death in a crashed car in Durham. Police have part of East Carver Street blocked off right now as they investigate. Nick Perlin is there on the WRAL breaking news tracker. And Nick, what do we know right now? You've been there for a few hours.
Well, Michelle, I can tell you this area behind me still taped off as investigators are continuing to shine flashlights and try to get more information to figure out what happened here early this morning. I want to get you some video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. This is from around 2 this morning, and you can see evidence markers scattered throughout the street here on East Carver Street as police blocked off this entire area. What we know is at around 1:30 this morning, Durham police arrived here, and that's where they found a car crashed, and inside there was a man who was sadly shot to death. At this point in time, though, we're still working with the Durham Police Department to figure out what led up to this and if they have any idea of who fired those gunshots early this morning. We'll stay on top of this all morning. Live in Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
And one person is hurt after a shooting at a Cary shopping center. It happened around 8:30 last night in the parking lot of Burlington Coat Factory off Walnut Street. One person was taken to the hospital. This is Cary's third shooting in 4 days.
The man suspected in one of those shootings will make his first court appearance today. Cary police say 24-year-old Malik Scott McLaren shot and killed 23-year-old Corey McNeil. That reportedly happened inside the green parking garage at Fenton on Friday night. Court documents say Scott McLaren was an employee of Sun State Security Company. It provides unarmed security for Fenton. The company says, though, it is cooperating with authorities.
We are working to learn more about a fight police say broke out between patients at Holly Hills Hospital's Children Campus. Our crew on the scene saw dozens of Raleigh police cars investigating. Police say a large fight broke out between patients and staff had to get involved to break up the fight. Many of the children in the mental health facility are involuntarily committed. Police say nobody was arrested and no one needed to go to the hospital for injuries. We have asked whether patients had to be transported for other reasons. Several sources tell us Holly Hill patients started rioting, though officials have not confirmed that.
We should really mention WRAL Investigates has extensively covered the hospital system after at least 7 children escaped since 2021. Employees tell us Holly Hill faces a severe staffing shortage. State inspections revealed Holly Hill has violated multiple standards of care.
2 people in Durham are out of their home days before Christmas after their home caught on fire. Take a look at this. Fire crews arrived on Woodlawn Drive before 8 o'clock last night to find flames coming from the back of this home. It took firefighters about 15 minutes to get that fire under control. The house does have heavy damage, but crews stopped the fire from spreading to nearby homes. 2 adults got out safely and are now being helped by the Red Cross. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Your time is 6:05. With Christmas Eve tomorrow, many people are hitting the road or taking last-minute flights to their holiday destinations. In fact, AAA projects 90% of holiday travelers will drive to their holiday gatherings. That's more than 107 million people. If you hit the road today, you'll want to get started before 11 a.m. to help avoid congestion. The worst time to be out on the roads today will be between 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And here's a quick look at some of the gas prices you'll see as you head out on the roads. The current average in North Carolina is $2.84. That's actually less than this time last year when the average was $2.96. The current average in Raleigh is $2.87, which is just a few cents average above the state average.
New this morning, Honda and Nissan announced this morning they are entering official talks to merge companies. This would create the world's 3rd largest automaker as far as sales. Honda's CEO said the companies need a greater scale to compete in the development of electric vehicles and also intelligent driving. Discussions between the 2 Japanese companies are set to conclude in June.
President-elect Donald Trump is dismissing any suggestions that he is being usurped by Elon Musk. This is happening after Musk helped derail an emergency spending bill to avert a government shutdown. Trump was in Phoenix yesterday speaking at his largest event since winning the election. During his speech, he addressed his cabinet picks, tax cuts, and ending the war in Ukraine. Trump also attempted to put to bed rumors that Musk was actually pulling the strings behind the scenes.
He's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country.
Musk was born in South Africa, and the Constitution requires the president to be a natural-born citizen. Musk spent more than $250 million to help get Trump elected. After his victory, Trump tapped him to head a new non-governmental office with a mission to reduce government costs and efficiencies.
Steve Belichick is set to join his dad, Bill Belichick's staff as defensive coordinator at UNC. The news was first reported by 24/7 Sports. Belichick spent last season as the University of Washington's defensive coordinator. He was a defensive assistant under his dad in New England from 2012 to 2023. WRAL has an exclusive timeline of our coverage from beginning to now on how Bill Belichick became UNC's head coach. You can find it on WRAL's YouTube page titled Timeline Chapel Bill.
Just ahead, a truck crashed into a mall. It was a pretty intense scene at a Texas mall when that man drove through a JCPenney and hit 4 people. The local connection the driver had to here in North Carolina.
Plus 3 months since Helene, and we're checking in with one of the families affected. How the support of family and friends have helped a couple whose home was swept away in the floodwaters.
And this morning we're very cold, but we're dry. Tomorrow morning we see this narrow window of patchy freezing rain. I'll give you the hour by hour for that potential and how it affects your Christmas Eve travels coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham 96.5 FM and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:11 this morning, and it's just an awesome view here of Franklinton. Definitely getting into the Christmas spirit, and the weather is helping us do so as well. Currently, we're at 24 in the Triangle, but there's several places in Franklin County, Person County, as you head into parts of Moore County that are in the teens. We'll make it into the 30s by at least 10 o'clock this morning. High temperatures today eventually reach the 40s. Raleigh 47, Durham 45, Fayetteville lucky to reach about 50 degrees. And then if you're checking out some Christmas lights, again, we get that festive feel. Temperatures low to mid 30s after 7 p.m. Gonna have to keep a close eye on the thermometer tomorrow morning. Reason being is there's this narrow window of opportunity for some patchy freezing rain. I'll show you the latest data coming in right now on Futurecast in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Chris. A suspected drunk driver who crashed into a shopping mall in Texas has a connection here locally. This is the crash in which 5 people were seriously injured. The suspect is this man, 53-year-old John Schultz. Investigators say that he crashed through a JCPenney and kept driving in the store. Police say they exchanged gunfire with Schultz and killed him. Records show previous addresses for him in Hope Mills, Fayetteville, and Rayford. That's where he faced foreclosure on a home back in 2009 before moving to Texas. He was also charged with passing bad checks in Hope County.
A memorial is growing in Germany for the people killed and injured in a car attack at a Christmas market. People have been putting candles and flowers to pay their respects. 5 people were killed and more than 200 were injured on Friday. Police there say a man plowed through the market. Investigators arrested a 50-year-old Saudi Arabian doctor in this case. Authorities are looking at whether he intentionally disabled the car's emergency braking system to maximize impact.
Starbucks workers are striking in more cities. New York City, Philadelphia, and St. Louis joined Seattle, Los Angeles, and Chicago as workers demand wage increases and fair benefits. The union says there has been a lack in progress in contract negotiations with Starbucks. Starbucks says the demands are not sustainable. The strike is expected to be a 5-day walkout going into tomorrow, Christmas Eve.
New York police arrested someone in connection with killing a woman on the subway by setting her on fire. It happened early yesterday morning. Police say the man approached the woman on a train car and intentionally set her on fire and then left the crime scene. They believe he used a lighter to set a blanket on fire that the woman was wearing. She died there. At least 10 people were killed during a plane that crashed, a small one, in fact, in Brazil. Investigators in Brazil say the plane took off not long before it crashed in a neighborhood. The agency says the plane hit the chimney of a home, then the second floor of a building before crashing into a store. More than a dozen people on the ground were injured because of this, and 2 of them are in critical condition. But it's not quite clear what led to the plane crashing.
Police are looking for more information about a driver involved in a hit and run in Wilson. Investigators say it happened on US 301 shortly after 5:30 yesterday morning. They found 38-year-old Justin Davis lying in the road after the car hit him. He died at the scene. Police ask that you give them a call if you know anything.
U.S. military leadership says friendly fire is what led to a pair of Navy pilots' jet being shot down, but they were able to eject. U.S. Central Command says the jet was flying from an aircraft carrier ship when it was downed. One of the pilots suffered minor injuries when he ejected from the aircraft. Investigators confirmed a missile cruiser, quote, mistakenly fired upon the jet, end quote. An investigation into this friendly fire case is underway.
It's been nearly 3 months since Hurricane Helene, and we're hearing from a woman who survived some of the storm's worst. Helene's floodwaters swept Leslie Worth's Ashe County home away with her inside it. It was only the quick thinking of a bystander who saw her and pulled her to safety. In the months since, Worth and her husband Phil both retired and have established a new normal. They've taken refuge at a friend's cabin and leaned on the support provided by friends and neighbors.
The support of family and community has been, it's just been amazing. I mean, I just don't think that we could even get halfway through this without that.
More help is on the way to those who have not been as fortunate. Included in the federal government's stopgap spending bill is $100 billion in disaster relief, including at least $9 billion for North Carolina. Those funds will join millions in state and individual donations that have sustained people like Worth.
So here's a good example of what not to pack in your carry-on luggage. A woman was detained at LAX because TSA found 82 fireworks, 3 knives, 2 replica firearms and a can of pepper spray in her bag. A TSA spokesperson called it extremely concerning and a good reminder to double check your bags before going to the airport. Oh, and a bomb squad did confiscate those fireworks. Goodness.
Thank goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, a community group held its annual holiday food, toy, and bike distribution in Raleigh. Shirley Caesar Outreach Ministries brought Christmas joy to hundreds of local families in need yesterday with support from All My Sons Moving and Storage.
This is the time of the year that we celebrate the coming of the Lord. And it's all about giving. It's all about giving. The greatest gift in the world was given to mankind. And so today we remember that.
Mount Calvary Word of Faith Church Pastor Shirley Caesar has organized similar giveaways for more than 50 years. Absolutely incredible. And she's right. It's what this holiday season is all about, is giving. And we are giving you some really cold temperatures this morning. Meteorologist Chris Michaels with a look at where things stand right now. My goodness, we'll bundle up this morning.
Yeah, not much of a present that you want wrapped under the tree, right? Temperature in Southern Pines 16, Roxborough 18, Raleigh and Durham at 24. Rocky Mount 22, ditto for Fayetteville. So we're just packing on all the layers this morning. Maybe you've got some last minute shopping to do today. Here's your hour by hour, 11 a.m. We're still in the low to mid 30s. Between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., we're in the mid to upper 40s. This evening, we start to make it down into the 30s. And the temperature is going to be crucial tomorrow morning because we do have this system riding the coast that throws some showers in our direction. That's why we have a WRAL weather alert day, especially during the very early morning hours of Christmas Eve. Let's walk you through Futurecast here, and you can see the temperatures even by midnight are borderline freezing. Thing is, some of the data has pushed back the timing of the rain, and that would actually be a good thing, right? So we still have this narrow window of opportunity between about 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. near into the east of US 1 to where we could see some brief freezing rain, but then temperatures go above freezing. So if you can delay your travels for Christmas Eve after 7:30 in the morning or so, I think you'll be in good shape. Still may see some showers moving off toward the east, but after midday tomorrow, I think we're in good shape with high temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Christmas Day, we start in the 30s, then by the afternoon, we're in the 50s. And we're mainly dry Christmas Day, so I'm feeling good about that. But if you're coming back from wherever your travels take you, or maybe you're traveling after Christmas Day, this weekend we do see the chance for some showers, maybe some storms heading towards Sunday. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. For today, sunshine and 40s. Tomorrow, 45 to 50 after some of that early morning rain and patchy ice. 54 the high temperature for Christmas the day after and the 27th. We're near 60 by Sunday, guys.
Warming back up right before the start of the new year. All right, thanks, Chris. And we're taking a live look at traffic. I-40 at Wade Avenue, not seeing any traffic this morning. There are a couple cars on the road, but not seeing any slowdowns this morning, which is some good news as you are heading into the day before Christmas Eve. And we are still monitoring this crash here. This is South Main Street near Lewisburg Road. We are not seeing any delays or backups from this crash. We're still working to learn what caused this crash, how many people are involved in this, but we will keep you updated on that. And if you are out and about, you can listen to us anywhere, 101.5 HD3.
Your time is 6:19, freezing for a reason. How volunteers are putting comfort aside to provide a warm Christmas meal to families in Durham.
And Mangione due in court. The man accused of shooting United Healthcare CEO is in New York. What we're expecting from the case.
Today is going behind the scenes of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers National Coaching Academy. It is a first of its kind week-long academy focused on finding coaches trying to get their first opportunity to work in the NFL. It's called Coming Up Today on Today.
And as we head to break, here's a look at your winning lottery numbers. Good luck.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Martin Short was inducted into a prestigious SNL club by a group of some big names.
So let's take a look at what's trending. Tom Hanks, Tina Fey, Paul Rudd, Melissa McCarthy, and more showed up to welcome Short into the Five Timers Club. That's for people who have hosted the show at least 5 times. Jimmy Fallon was there to present him a Five Timers Club jacket. He said it was just Short's size. a woman small.
I love that so much. Also, you know what I love? So there's rumors that Martin Short is dating Meryl Streep, and some eagle-eyed fans noticed that Meryl's daughter was in the audience, maybe supporting Martin Short. I love this, though. He is so funny.
He's a funny guy. Only Murders in the Building. He's great in that. It's good to see him getting his due deserts
and
there.
Father of the Bride. Love that one. Love it. All right, well, it's become a holiday tradition, and now it's 30 years old. Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song is 3 decades old. Can you believe that? The Saturday Night alum first debuted the song during a Weekend Update segment back in 1994. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, a lot of people still love Adam Sandler. I think he netted a pretty big deal with Netflix, too, if I'm not mistaken. So he's staying relevant even 30 years later.
He's fantastic. He's so funny. Amazing.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 sped far ahead of Mufasa, The Lion King, and the weekend's domestic box office. Ooh, first it was Scar, now Sonic. Ooh, Mufasa can't get a break. The movie earned $62 million, and it became the second best opening for the Sonic movie franchise. Variety reports Paramount Pictures has already started planning for a 4th Sonic movie to arrive in the spring of 2027. Disney's sequel, the Mufasa, The Lion King musical, came out in second in its debut weekend. It only made $35 million.
We are just a day away from a Mega Millions drawing for a jackpot approaching $1 billion. The winning ticket is worth an estimated $944 million. The lump sum option, yeah, it's not bad, $429 million. You can watch the next drawing tomorrow night at 11 p.m. right here on WRAL. Good luck.
Thousands of people gathered along Oahu's northern shore yesterday morning for a rare big wave competition. The 2024 Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitational is known as kind of like the Super Bowl of surfing. It features some of the world's best big wave surfers. Surfers braved 50-foot waves during this competition. The event is named for Eddie Aikau, who served as the first lifeguard for the North Shore and saved more than 500 people throughout his career. Landon McNamara won this year's competition with a perfect score of 15 points, and this is the 11th time the Eddie has run in the last 40 years.
And coming up in the next half hour, holiday travel seems to be pretty smooth weather-wise for the next several days, but there's a narrow window of opportunity that poses some trouble tomorrow morning. The reason behind a WRAL Weather Alert Day coming up.
Plus, an early morning shooting in northern Raleigh. The information that we are pressing police for as they investigate at an apartment complex.
Plus, train travel chaos. Amtrak services are back up after thousands of passengers were left stranded for hours. Why the company says travelers were left hanging during the holiday travel rush.